to see Araceli and Colette, the dynamic change. And my name is Araceli, Transition Wealth Advisor. And I am here to help mostly professional women that want to rearrange their finances. Something that is very, very important because everything touches money. That's one of the things that we were talking about today. And I'm here with Colette. Colette, can you tell me who you are?
Hi, everybody. Araceli doesn't just help women, she also helps men because they need help too. So,
Of
but
course.
her specialty is people just like me. My name is Colette Raba. I am a residential real estate broker in the GTA, and also, single income person. I have kids. I have older parents. So does she. We're in this sandwich generation. So this is why we do the show. We like to share information and help you out there understand what a sandwich, if you've never heard of that term, sandwich generation, what it means and how you can feel financially obligated and emotionally obligated. And it's not easy, especially during COVID. This is something that people our age have to deal with. So
Absolutely.
welcome to the show. How about
Yeah,
that for a
welcome. So
segue?
even though
Oh,
we're talking about the sandwich generation, Colette, I am more, I would say instead of being a sandwich, I'm like toast.
well, yes, because you don't have kids,
Yeah.
but there's so many people. But this is the other thing too. Maybe I'm like toast too. I really like that because even though I have older parents, they don't need me to care for them. So that's what a sandwich generation means, is that we are in the middle, and everybody goes through this in their life cycle, because if you have older parents and you have kids too that still need care,
Yeah.
you're in the middle. You're in the middle of that sandwich. Do you have that nice picture? That
Let
was so
me show
funny.
you this picture. I think
Oh
it's
my God.
hilarious. So it's
That's it.
exactly what it is. So
Right.
if you
And
can
you know what?
imagine yourself in the middle being pushed by two generations in between. So
Right. And the other thing too is it might not resonate with you because you might not have a spouse or a significant other. But if you're a single person too, that's even harder, because then you
exactly.
can't, you don't have that extra person to help you with the kids or to help you with the parents. But on the other hand too, then you don't have two sets of parents if you're lucky enough to have both your
That's
parents
right.
alive.
And let me tell you about my personal situation because I don't have children, right? But I have kind of like I have a double toast kind of
Maybe
thing
you have a
because
club sandwich.
yeah, something like that. Because the problem is that my parents live in a different country, and the generation was a totally different generation that didn't believe in saving, and they live day to day, and that is maybe cultural a little bit. But
Yeah.
at the same time, my issue is that I'm not only gonna have to take care of them physically, but also have to do that financially, right? Which
Right.
in some cases, even though you are taking care of your parents, physically, as health, not healthcare, but
No, but it's also
providing
emotional
some,
care.
exactly, a
So you're,
social care, right?
yeah, and that's the thing too. Sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah,
because you're far away, that's a big deal. My parents are close, but they still need emotional care. They still want to visit, they
absolutely,
still
right?
want to have that. And because it's COVID too, they're not
Correct.
as
But
social.
for example, in your case, even if you require to give them some attention, you don't have to support them financially, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
that is another thing that it's added to, and some people will be in that situation like I am, right?
Yeah.
That you have to be responsible for them financially and also emotionally, which it puts a double stress on people. So,
Right. And not to make your sandwich not like toast, but you have stepkids too. So you do have kids. They might not be in your life like your own children,
yeah.
but everybody's situation is different. That's my point. If you have older, I have a girlfriend who she has her parents full time. They moved in with her because they
Wow.
sold their house. Their health is failing. These are things that we are all struggling with, and especially during, and I really don't want to sound like a broken record, but COVID emotionally has taken a toll on a lot of us.
Yeah.
Life is hard enough as it is for a lot of people, not just financially, but not being able to just go to the grocery store, and not being able to just go and have a drink with your friends at the bar.
Mhm.
You know, these are things that we take for granted, or we have taken for granted, that now because of COVID, we have realized that how important this is, and how important,
Yeah.
um, you know, the support of others. And please, if I can say anything to anyone, please lean on your friends and your family and your colleagues, and I
Absolutely.
just did that yesterday. so so this is the thing. I reached out to say, hey, I'm not feeling so great. And the outpouring of support was amazing. And that's something that we all go through, and you don't have to feel shy about it, or you're embarrassed by it. This is something that we are all suffering, or like we're all
Remember,
in this
it's like the market. It's
together.
like the stock market. You go up and down. Like we all have good days. We have
Right,
all bad days, right? But we
right.
have to go in the middle. And in the middle, we have support and reach out to your friends, even if it's on Zoom or a phone
Yeah.
call.
Well,
Anything
and this
like
is
that would be great.
the interesting thing too. With, we really take it for granted. Even though we're a sandwich generation and think that we have a lot of pressure, ask your parents for help. Like maybe not financially, but say, hey, my mother, oh my God, she's like in her 70s and she still wants to help me like carry stuff, back and forth. I'm like, no, you cannot carry bricks. No, I refuse to let you do that for me. But
Yeah.
this is something that she wants to be social with me. She wants to do things.
Absolutely. And the thing is, they want to feel able to do stuff, right?
Exactly, exactly. They still want to be needed. They still want to help. So that's the thing. Same thing with your kids. If your kids are older, even if they're younger, you still can ask them to help you with stuff. And don't be shy and take the burden on for yourself. This is totally,
Absolutely.
yeah,
So let's go back to this. And one of the things that the sandwich generation is having is either your parents are moving in with you or you are moving in with your parents, your
well, I
older
have a
parents,
question for
right?
you. I
Yeah.
have a question for you. So it's a financial question.
Yeah.
So let's just say I am whatever, not me, but I'm just saying if somebody was in, let's say, their 30s or their 40s, and they know their parents are going to be, uh, um, I don't want to use the word burden, but they would have to think about
They need some care, right?
financial care for their parents. Maybe not like a long-term care facility. I'm just saying like financially to help them with their bills maybe,
Mhm.
or with, we're lucky in Canada, we don't have crazy medical bills. But let's say they need expensive medication. What can somebody do in their 30s and 40s now to think about that in the future, to start saving or to put money away? What would you suggest?
Well, that's a great question. And the thing is, now more than ever, people are starting to become more aware of what they're spending. And that is the very first thing that I always work with my clients to get their lifestyle cost. And that's exactly how much money you need to spend in order to maintain the lifestyle that you live in today. And
Okay, but
sometimes
how
you
do you
have to
know?
rethink, right? Well,
But how
the
do
first
you
thing is,
know?
yeah, knowing what they do themselves, right? That's the first thing. The
Okay,
second thing is also talk to the parents, what kind of relationship they have. Some older parents, they don't really like to share anything, but at some point, then you're going to have to take over those payments because older parents may forget to pay their bill, right? And the gas will go out because they didn't pay the bill. It's not because they don't have money, it's just they just forgot about it. So
right.
it sometimes it's not about the finances, but it's about management of the bills, right? So that
Yeah,
is important, that also your parents and talk to them about money and responsibilities more than anything. Because
right,
obviously, if your parents are responsible, they raised you,
right.
so they know that bills need to be paid. But if they know that they are forgetting, or maybe they don't have the same methods now, they used to go to the bank and pay the bill. Now we have to do it online, and they might not be savvy enough to do it. So those are the kind of things that you might need them, to do something with you or do it for them,
Right.
or show them
Yeah.
how to do it if they're still able to do that, right?
I've heard of people saying, to their parents, give me all your ID information, all your accounts, and I will remotely pay your bills. So I have another friend who does that. So, and they're in a different country. You know what? This is the thing. It's really layer that with one of your parents dying too, and that's the person who's actually been paying the bills or the one that's been responsible for,
Exactly.
the maintenance of the property or things like that, that's where, things sort of fall apart. And because there's so much emotion during that time as well, that it's hard to manage. And honestly, to go back to saying, ask for support, see if there's, and if they are in another country, find someone possibly to help them out just for the
Yeah,
first few months.
absolutely. If you could get somebody that is close by that you can lean on, that is younger, that they are specifically going there once a week or whatever, depending on how old they are,
Right.
to look after them, to see how they are doing. And if you can take care of all of the bills remotely, that now it's easy to do,
Yeah.
you should be able to do that as well, because you don't want anybody to just take care over their accounts. May
Yeah.
as well it be you, because somebody that is going to look after their money. So
Right.
that is important. But at the same time, you also have to take a look at your lifestyle. How much of that time is going to be taken by you going, let's say, visit your parents if they need some physical care, or paying their bills, or some people are more management than others. So you have to really look at how is that going to affect your current lifestyle. Like, how much time your kids need, how many kids do you have, all of that kind of thing. It also requires attention, right?
Exactly. That's what I was going to say too. So even the kids will put pressure on you too, and to say, you know, I need to go to school. Who's going to pay for school? How do I manage school and work? And how do I need a car to get there? Like, this is the thing that you don't think about it until you're in that situation. And again, talk to the kids too. I see it all the time where my kids will say this to me. Oh, so and so's mom is
Yeah.
paying for this, or so and so's parents or bought them a car. And I'm like, you know what? That's just not. I might be able to afford to buy them a car. That's not how I roll. You're an adult. You have to start taking
Yep.
care of yourself. You're not paying rent. Let's say you still live in the parents' house, like you said, to start saving money or to start managing your money at an early age. So
Mhm.
that's what my to answer my own question, how do you start saving as a, to look forward to your parents possibly getting, you know, more attention from you or more financial burden on you. It sounds so negative, but you know what I'm saying. Start early. This is my answer is talk to Araceli. She will help you, and it doesn't have to be overwhelming. You
Mhm.
can go step by step with someone like Araceli where she can help you really put the puzzle pieces together
Mhm.
to say, this is how the overall thing, this is what you need now to cover your nut. Take care of yourself first. It's like that,
The
the
mask.
mask
Right.
that when you're in an airplane, you put the mask on yourself first. Then you can start looking at everybody else. So it's same thing with your finances. I think you told me that.
Absolutely. And the thing is, if you don't take care of yourself, imagine something. If it is a glass full of water, if it doesn't have any water, how are you going to give anybody anything, right? You
Very
got to
good.
have lots more so you can give to people. And this is the same with health. This is the same with, attention,
Emotion
with
health.
everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes we are so hard on ourselves. I know that I am on myself, right? That we're not doing this, we're not doing that, right? We need to take care of ourselves as well so we can give more care to others, because the better you are health wise, financially, then you
Right.
can help others. Because if you have options, money only gives you options. If you know that you are getting, let's say, a rental income, and you might be able to work only part-time and still be okay.
Right.
And
That's what we love about investing, right?
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
that's what money provides. Because if you are
Option.
okay now working full time and still actively saving, but if something like that happens that you have to take care of a parent suddenly,
Right.
then can you afford to go back to a part time job, or take maybe one day off or something like that that you could, right? And that's what money will provide you. And if you have your options in front of you, then I can do it, I cannot do it. That's one less stress that you have to go through. Money
Yeah.
it creates so much stress in our lives. I do believe that is probably the number one issue why people get sick.
Yeah, I can see that. I agree with you. And that's the other thing too, like to say that to put that mask on you first, the
Absolutely.
oxygen mask, because let's say you as the sandwich person, you're the meat and potatoes of the, or not meat, the meat and cheese of the
Yeah,
sandwich. If something happens to you, then you have this domino effect of
exactly.
affecting the other people. So really, I see this all the time with, I don't want to say especially women, but there are some men too who are the primary breadwinners of the family, and they feel so stressed and that they can't slow down because they have this nut to cover, and sometimes it's a big nut. If you have, the health of a parent, you have the finances of another parent, you have your kids going to school. That's a lot of money going out the door where you're not seeing so much of a return, and you have to continuously. It's that the hamster on the wheel. You just have to keep going and keep going, and that takes a huge emotional stress on people.
Mm-hmm.
So
And the
please
thing
don't
is,
get there.
if you stop working and generating that income, then everything stops and everything will suffer even more.
But
So
that's why we love income properties, because even still, with the crazy prices that real estate is these days,
mhm.
you can still make money in real estate. It just depends on where you buy. So this is something that's why Araceli and I are here. If you want to buy an income property to lessen your workload, fantastic, then talk to us. If you need to talk to somebody just about financing just finances and how to manage your finances, it's so daunting. Believe me, this is how I felt before I spoke to Araceli. I'm also her client too now.
Yay.
So I'm very happy about that. So this is the thing. This is why we do the show. We want to help you. So please reach out to us. We would love to answer your questions. We would love to help you too with your own personal
Yeah.
needs. So,
And now this is actually one of the best times in life that if you didn't have the financial education that the majority of us didn't, right? It's time to learn, time to take control of your own finances and teach your children.
absolutely.
Teach your
Yeah.
children what they need to do now in order to get better, even if they don't have a lot, but knowing what you have and how to manage it, that is so important. I don't know where I read this somewhere saying that if you don't value what you have, whether it's $1 or $100, the universe will not give you more to manage. So if you have $1, learn to manage it, because then you will have more to manage.
Right. Well, that's a whole other show.
That exactly. Yeah.
Talking about philosophies and things like that. Because yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. It's easy, and this is the thing to say, abundance and gratitude and all that stuff. We are big believers in that as well. And maybe we should do a show just on that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's how you manage your money to move forward in your life, and how money will actually, like you said, give options to you and your family. So this is really such an important show. I know we just it's the tip of the iceberg that we talked about today, but I think we're out of time.
Yeah. So this is great. So if you do have any questions, if you feel overwhelmed, and the majority of the stress, as I said, is financially, then come and talk to us and see if there's anything that we can do to help you. So keep on going, but remember to take care of yourself first, no matter what, because you won't be able to take care of anybody, whether it's your parents or your kids, if you are not well.
Yeah.
And the same, you're not going to be able to work if you're not well. So just take care of yourself and start chunking everything up so you can see where you can make some adjustments.
Right.
Right.
And how do you eat an elephant? This is the joke of the day.
Yeah, that's right.
You know how to eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. So same thing with your finances, same thing with your goals. You can hit your goals. It's not like, let's say weight loss.
Yeah.
You can't go and lose 50 pounds overnight.
Yep.
One little step at a time. So
and
hopefully you learn something and you don't
but most importantly, remember to keep consistent. To keep consistent on whatever change you make, whether it's a small change or a big change. But if you do it gradually, it's probably easier. But
good pep talk. I like
Take care
that.
of
That's excellent.
yourself.
Let's go. Rah, rah.
Thank you, Colette. This was actually great for everyone, for both of us as well. So
I think so. Thank you for joining us, everybody. And thank you.
yeah, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.